All right, so for today we did a lot of work on the putting and a little bit on the full swing as well. For the putting, we were discussing putting a single signal to the brain. So whenever I putt, it seemed like I kind of went kind of backswing, pause, and then downswing. So we want to change that to feel like it's one entire motion. So no matter what, when I think in my brain, all right, it's time to putt, it's going to be the entire motion as one. So we're working a lot on the rhythm and the beats. 86 BPM is the current one that we're going to be working on. On the Vizio stuff, it's a lot smoother, the stroke. On the metronome that I'm using, it's very staccato, kind of like back hit, back hit. So it's kind of like very choppy in a sense, so it doesn't look too good. That's the only thing that we really worked on for putting. So now onto the full swing, which is the fun stuff. Uh, we want that to be a little bit more like putting in the sense of the line. So when I come to my perception and to my alignment, I've been having a tendency where if I need to aim right of the pin, I overdraw it, and the face angle is relatively good to the pin, but not to where I want it. So I need to like go where the pin is, focus on a small shot, and kind of like as I set up, forget where that pin is. I'm hitting to that target, and then go for that. Today we were specifically talking about our distances and the gappings that we've had. So for example, a big one is always my 50 pitching wedge and 9-iron. The 50 is going about 115, pitching wedge is about 130, and 9-iron is around 143-ish. So there's a big gap between the two, especially with the pitching wedge to 50. Like, I've experimented with a shorter backswing, but sometimes I get the 3/4 perfect and zooms out. So the one thing that we've done today that got the speed consistently down about 3 to 4 miles an hour on the pitching wedge was kind of having sawed off finish. So now we'll have a normal full swing where I go full at it, and then the other one that I would do is a sawed off version where I would kind of stop here. Well, I need to feel here. So get very Fleetwood-esque. The main idea for me to have is to hold the face. So if I kind of stop here, this kind of makes the face wrap around too much, and sometimes I'll miss left. The idea is to finish a little bit higher, so, but with 100% effort. So this is still the full swing effort. You just kind of lay it off the full swing. Lay off the, what's it called? The finish. So that got me at, unfortunately, I do not have speed on here, but it only carried 118 meters. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So the next level down, so that one usually gets me about 3 to 5 meters shorter so far with our testing. The next level that we could potentially do, let's say I need to bring it way down to 120. I know the last one was 120, but not too warmed up right now. Is same exact swing, same exact everything. The only difference is I open this face a fraction. So I feel like I have a little bit loft. The pitching wedge, sometimes I de-loft it too much, and that's where the issue comes in. So with a little bit of an open face, exact same thing, exact same effort. And it goes down another 4 meters, which is exactly what we want. So if I need to knock it down, there's a bit more. We were experimenting a little bit with the ball position being left, but personally I didn't like it because, well, we play a lot of courses with crappy lies. If it so happens that we're in a bit of a funny lie, I'll be thinking about potential chunks, this and that, and it's just better not to have any of those thoughts in my head. So we have the normal full swing. So that carried a little bit too long. I think that didn't read it right. That went 156 yards, which is 141. We have the sawed off one, full effort again. So the backswing and all of these don't change. That one goes 143. And again, these numbers are relative to how warmed up I'm feeling and everything, right? And finally is the sawed off, but with a fraction open face. And funny enough, with the open face, it does keep my lines pretty okay, because I am missing a little bit left. This is just missing a little bit right. So this is a 126. So again, when we were testing it, when I was fully warmed up, it was looking like 130 meters is on the full. It'll go down to 125 on the sawed off one, and then I can get down to 120 with the open face. So that's it for today. I think it was really, really productive. I do feel like that open face one is limited to the pitching wedge. We don't necessarily need to do that on the other clubs. But again, we were discussing it because the 5-iron, when we do the sawed off one, you do lose the launch angle and the flight. So it's kind of like at that point, yeah. But okay, so those are the things that we learned today. Putting, the rhythm stuff. Again, it's quite interesting now because as I hit longer, it's exponential because the backswing actually gets faster and the length gets further out because I'm keeping that rhythm the same. So the shorter it is, it feels super slow, which is nice. The full swing, and the single signal. The full swing is just sawed off and open. And now I hope that there's enough memory